Australia. The land of opportunities offers much more to aspiring immigrants than you would imagine. Great lifestyle, career opportunities, work-life balance, affordable quality education, social security and health benefits, incredible sports facilities, and world-class living, just to name a few. Australia has a strong economy and low unemployment rate, and offers salaries that well justify your professional credentials and expectations. Are you a skilled immigrant struggling to find your perfect job in Australia? Have you applied for several jobs and getting very few to no interview calls at all? Have you been interviewed but consistently getting rejection letters and wondering why? Are you a resilient professional who is really serious about investing your time and money in quickly finding your dream job? It doesn't matter whether you're in Australia or overseas, we are here to help you. Based in Melbourne, Career Launch Australia is a professional career mentoring service offered to global skilled immigrants to secure their perfect Australian job in weeks instead of months and getting paid what they deserve, even if they don't have local experience. Immigrant coaching is much more than just career coaching. It involves understanding the mindset and thought process of individual immigrants at an emotional level and professionally helping them with their job search. Empathy and heart-to-heart connection is crucial for immigrant coaching, and you will surely notice it in CLA consultants. Qualified professionals who have already got their Australian PR, work visa, or those who have applied for Australian PR and are likely to get their visa in the near future, proactively start working with CLA and acquire job search breakthrough techniques. This often results in them quickly securing the job they love after they migrate to Australia. CLA's proven success blueprints offers immigrant professionals practical tools and mindset they need to quickly succeed in their new life and career in Australia. CLA has been marketing their clients successfully into their preferred careers since more than 10 years, giving them both competence and confidence to win the high-paying positions they deserve. Our fully customizable mentoring package includes executive resume writing, LinkedIn profile, interview preparation, addressing key selection criteria, salary projection and negotiation, and most importantly, strategic networking techniques and connecting you with industry connections. A study shows that recruiters spend only 6 seconds reviewing an individual resume. Does your resume stand out in 6 seconds? On an average, every corporate job receives around 250 applications. Does your application hit the nail on the head? 89% of recruiters report hiring candidates through LinkedIn. Does your LinkedIn profile attract interest? 92% of employers and recruiters hire or plan to hire candidates through networks or referrals. How many recruiters do you know? 85% of critical jobs are filled via networking of some sort. Do you know how to strategically network with the right people and access the hidden job market? Average Australian full-time salary is $5,000 a month. You're losing this huge amount every month you're jobless for, and you're using your own hard-earned overseas money to survive in Australia. Could you afford to sustain this double loss? Time is ticking, so don't wait any further. Come and have a chat with us to quickly secure your dream job.
Our greatest glory is not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. Welcome to Career Launch Australia. My name is Rajiv Betse, and you are watching us live simultaneously on LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. Today, I'm going to be in conversation with a wonderful young couple, Akash and Aarti, who have set a benchmark through their persistence and resilience. Even if I will be asking them the questions, they are all based on what they wanted to talk about. Akash has just recently earned his 100K plus job as a quality and safety manager in Sydney, right in the middle of COVID lockdown. Akash and Aarti, welcome to this live simulcast.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
You're most welcome. So, after completing his bachelor's in mechanical engineering, Akash worked in India in dog safety for around 9 years. Akash and Aarti migrated to Australia last year on subclass 189 visa. Usually, immigrants' struggle begins after landing in Australia, but Akash and Aarti had to overcome many COVID-related travel challenges before migrating to Australia. So, Akash and Aarti, you left your well-settled jobs in India and you migrated to Australia amidst COVID. Was that struggle worth it when you look back at your life?
Absolutely, sir, because it was one of the biggest decisions of our lives, and as you rightly mentioned, leaving that well settled job and that life which we could have continued, it was definitely uh, a challenge for us. But whatever we have been through for past 1 year, I feel that it's worth it, and I know it's great to be in this country, and yeah, we're feeling wonderful.
Yeah.
I guess one of the biggest challenges you had was to come out of that comfort zone, isn't it?
Absolutely, sir. I was working with this company, back in India for almost 10 years. And I was like, I was very comfortable in that company, in that industry. And it was kind of difficult for me to step out of the comfort zone. So I needed some kind of a support,
Support,
and hence the
guidance.
reason I approached CLA. And yes, it's been wonderful.
Beautiful. The director of Career Launch Australia, Pratibha Bed, says she wants to welcome you both.
Hello,
So,
ma'am.
Hello, ma'am. Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
ma'am.
you said that you would like to talk about certain things, and one of the things that you wanted to talk about is mental fears. So, what mental fears and limiting beliefs you had before starting to work with CLA, and why one should get over them very quickly?
Well, definitely moving out of your comfort zone is something I would say the greatest mental fear anybody could have. And you're moving to a new country, so everything would be new. You have to start from scratch, and then you don't know what's going to happen. You sometimes you will be landing there alone. You will have to you need to fight your own challenges, and make sure that you stick to your plan, being resilient. So I had a lot of things going in my mind when we decided to move out and land in this wonderful country in the middle of pandemic. So that was the biggest challenge for us. First of all, was leaving that a good job, a good life
Mm,
back in India.
mm.
And the second thing was starting all over again from scratch, when
Yeah.
we could have just continued living that comfortable life back in India.
Absolutely, and I can very well relate to you, Akash and Aarti, because I worked in India for about 20 years as a civil engineer. When I came to Australia and leaving that job, living that comfortable life from back home and coming to Australia was a big journey for me. It was a one of the probably not one of the it was the most important decision or most difficult decision in my life as well. But now it's all history. And when I look back at my life, I believe that we live in one of the best countries in the world.
Absolutely, sir. In fact, I still remember when you shared your story, and that was one of the biggest motivations for us
Yeah.
to continue with our plan, and make sure that we take that step and move out of a comfort zone to start a
A
new
new
life.
life.
We would say.
Yeah.
Absolutely. The other thing, Akash, I wanted to ask this question to Aarti.
Yeah.
I can understand, Aarti, that Akash had some limiting beliefs and some mental fears Did you also have similar kind of mental fears and limiting beliefs before coming to Australia, before joining CLA?
Yes, I did have, but then we found out about you, and then we attended a few introduction sessions, and then we came to know like how what exactly this whole process is going to be, and also your meditation. It helped Akash a lot, and also me. And yeah, we actually motivated each other and went through all this like gave each other support, and yeah, it was a good journey basically. Yeah.
Beautiful. We have Ketan congratulating you.
Thanks, Ketan.
All right. So, one of the most important things I believe that you need to do after you come to Australia is believing in yourself when the times are tough. Most people very easily give up and not believe in themselves. Even if we have heard that million times, most people get carried away or with the wrong advice or the unsolicited advice that they receive from people. The question that I wanted to ask you is how believing in yourself, even when the times are tough, pays high dividends in your job search, Akash.
Well, sir, it's absolutely important that you stay focused on a strategy, and that's what I got that strategy from CLA. So, as you rightly said, my our pre-landing sessions, the mentoring sessions, they helped us prepare, us both of us mentally, because that's very important. Uh, because we are not, we don't know what's going to happen, what's waiting for us in a new country. So being in that state of mind and traveling in that state of mind would have never helped us, but having those sessions, preparing ourselves, and preparing for those challenges was very important. That's the reason why it was crucial for me to have these mentoring sessions with CLA. And I strongly believe that that helped me a lot, because uh, Raju sir, you must be knowing that my case was little different. So I had to wait for some time until I landed into a high paying job. So I had to make sure that I be consistent, I be resilient, and that's what I learned from your mentoring sessions.
Yeah, I know your journey, and I know it wasn't easy, but Akash, nobody's journey is easy. You really, really have to be very lucky to find your job, without making much, without putting in much efforts as such. So I always believe what has happened in the past has always, taught you certain lessons which you can use in your future jobs, and that is where you are at the moment. Because now you have got a 100K plus job. You are living in the best country in the world. You are living in the most livable city in the world. That's how I look at it. I mean, all those the challenges and the trouble that you had to go through, they're really definitely worth it. Who else we have? We have
One
yes.
thing I would like to say that one thing good that Akash has in him, that he did not give up. Like after so much of efforts and your guidance, he did not give up till the end. That is one best thing about Akash. I would like to say, and yeah, of course, because of your meditation, also helped a lot. Like, and that's how Akash got his job. Yeah. So.
Look, if I have to spell the word persistence, I would spell it as AKASH, and I mean it.
That's a big compliment, sir. Thank you so much.
You deserve it, Akash, because it was not easy. I have been working with you for the last over a year now, and I have
Absolutely, sir.
seen the thick and thin. The challenges that you have gone through. I mean, you joined a couple of other companies. You were quite lucky to get the jobs in your field, but they were
Yes,
not up to the mark. They were not up to what you were looking for. And
absolutely.
still finding a job in your field and earning a job worth 100K plus is a great achievement.
Yeah.
And all thanks to you, sir, for consistently motivating me to keep trying until I get what I deserve.
Well, Akash, thank you so much for it. But in a way, it's our job. That's what we do. We do not we do not support people for that long. But
Yes.
then, sometimes we have to bend backwards. We have to help people to
Yep.
the best possible extent.
Yep.
Even if we are in the business, what really drives me and my company is transforming people's lives. Helping people in getting the job is just one part of what we do, but we definitely want to see the immigrants properly settling here in Australia and earning that 100K plus jobs.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We have Parth asking Parth Savant is asking a question. If you want to read it loudly, and then you can answer the question.
Yes. Parth is saying congratulations to both of you. Well, thank you, Parth. How did you manage to find a job along with your part-time or full-time work?
Good question.
Well, uh, that that's a question wherein all the CLA mentoring sessions are based on Parth, to be frank. So it's not only one tool which you have to use, that is, just make your resume and start applying through Seek. There are a couple of techniques which Rajiv sir can definitely recommend, and he prepares you to use these techniques and optimize them in such a way that you improve your chances of getting that perfect job.
Right, we got Aniket.
Congratulations.
Well, thank you, Aniket.
Aniket is one of our clients who has recently got a job in Perth, and
Oh,
Aniket was in Melbourne, and he got a
okay.
job in Perth. And what is so unique about the job that Aniket got, Akash, is that when Aniket actually contacted this employer, he said, "We are looking for somebody with experience." Aniket is
Mm-hmm.
a fresh graduate, did not have experience,
Okay.
and then through his conversation with the employer, he kind of convinced him, rather, he influenced him to hire him, and he got that job, through Zoom meetings with the employer while he was here in Melbourne, and currently he's in Perth. So very well done, Aniket. Very proud of you.
Wow.
Wow. Congratulations to you
Aniket.
as well, Aniket.
Yeah.
All right. We have Tushar congratulating you.
Thanks, Tushar.
All right. Moving on to the next question. I always believe that one of the biggest blunders people make is not understanding the requirements of the employers and simply offering in your resume whatever you possess. So many a times your resume becomes like a supermarket, that I got so many things, you come and pick whatever you want, and that is why most resumes do not work. So in what way the exercise that we did together of decoding the job requirements actually help you in interviews?
Well, sir, that was, I would say, one of the best things in our mentoring sessions. Well, it was not a one-day job. We spent a couple of days in understanding the resume. So it was not just like, we do it and just live it and just I start applying for jobs. It was more of understanding what I have, what the employers want, and how I can project myself within those requirements. So this exercise not only helped me understand the job requirements, but it also helped me understand what I accomplished for past 10 years. So I never knew that I could portray myself, and I could portray so many past professional accomplishments in my resume. And when we like prepared this resume, it was, I still remember my first resume was 4 page. I couldn't believe that it was my resume, because what I had was, as you said, it was like a supermarket. So yes, it definitely transformed my resume, and resume is kind of a first impression on a recruiter or an employer when you apply. So yes, it is also one of the important tools, and you should be very careful before sending in any resume across to a recruiter or an employer.
I guess that exercise that we did together of decoding the job requirements, that possibly helped you in the interview as well, because then you have become so confident about your past accomplishments. And one of the things that we do in that particular exercise is that we bring all your accomplishments to the surface. And since you look at your own accomplishments on a piece of paper, you're like, oh my God, I can't believe I have done so much for my company, isn't it?
Yeah.
Absolutely, sir, because I always underestimated myself, and I thought that I didn't have much to offer to anyone. But after doing that exercise, it was truly amazing.
Yeah, for sure. Who else we have? We have Uday Kumar.
Well, he says, congratulations, Akash. Thank you, Udaya.
Then we have Siddhant Singh Bagal.
Siddhant, congratulations again. Well, thank you so much, Siddhant.
What's he saying? To be precise, I will contact CLA in 2028. Oh my God. I hope it's not a typo.
That's a very long-term plan.
Yeah,
well,
I
all
know.
the best.
It's definitely the long-term plan. But Akash, what blows my mind is when I get these compliments from people that they want to join the program now, but they have actually been following us since the last 4 years or 5 years. And it just absolutely blows my mind. And I feel so blessed, Akash and Aarti, with such people giving so wonderful compliments. And all the credit goes to people like yourself, who you become the reference points for these people, Akash and Aarti.
Absolutely, sir. Well, on that instance, sir, I would like to highlight over here is that, in fact, we started our PR journey after looking at your videos. So,
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
well,
actually, yeah.
I don't know if you remember, we had our first session with you even before we started our PR process.
Yeah.
So it was like your motivating sessions, your motivating testimonials. We watched, and
we saw a few videos on YouTube, and that's how we came to know about you.
Yes.
And that's how we decided we should apply for PR. There is something called as PR, and we need to do this. We can do it.
That's how we learned about Australia, and all of those motivating stories really, I would say, were a drive behind us to go through all these things.
Beautiful. Now you have become a motivator, because now people will be watching your story and they'll be telling me, Rajesh sir, we watched Akash and Aarti's story and we got so inspired by them that we decided to fly over to Australia.
Thank you, sir.
All right, we have a question from Abhishek. If you want to read it loudly and then answer the question.
Yes, sir. Abhishek says, congratulations, Akash. Thank you, Abhishek. All the best for your future endeavors. My question to you is, how did you manage to convince the employer that you can migrate interstate in case and follow COVID protocols? Well, Abhishek,
took a PR, no?
Yes, when you say interstate, I landed in Sydney, to be frank, and this is the place where I got my job. Well, COVID protocols, they are in place, and each state have their different guidelines. And if you can convince any employer that you can add value to the organization, then I feel that all these things are secondary. You can definitely take care of these things. So
yes, absolutely. Yes, for sure. Parth has got another question. What are the main differences in Indian workplace and Australian workplace? Any tips? Great question, Parth.
Well, Parth, yes, absolutely. It's a great question. Parth, Australian workplace, or I would say Australian employers, they focus more on your soft skills rather than giving more, uh, I would say, concentration to your hard skills or technical skills. Yes,
Yes.
technical skills or hard skills are necessary. Without that, it will not complete any job requirement. But it's what soft skills what matters the most, and that's what CLA does, prepare you for. So you have to know how to balance both these aspects, and you should know how you should present yourself when you are attending an interview. So yes, there is a difference between Indian workplace and Australian workplace, and it's wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah. So Aarti, how did you manage this change? I'm really interested in knowing that because um, I'm not sure if Akash is the same as me, but typically the Indian husbands are very pampered. They don't know anything about cooking. I don't know if Akash cook. But apart from that, how did you handle the situation at an emotional level?
At an emotional level, yeah, basically we were like mentally prepared. We were like preparing each other as well. And yeah, that's how when we landed here, we knew like, we have to do this, we have to do that. We had certain things in mind. And that's how we just went in that flow. And yeah, everything was in place slowly.
To add to this, sir, you also prepared us well, because I remember you also made Aarti attend some of the sessions along
Yeah.
with me to understand what we can expect once we land here in Australia.
Australia.
So it's basically that pre-preparation which was very important. So we were already aware of all this, what challenges we could be facing, and that preparing that mindset, was very important.
And
So do
also,
you believe that people who are in your situation, who have got a PR visa, and sometimes some people make the decision of coming themselves first, and then the wife and the children follow later. Do you believe it's a good idea to migrate together at the same time?
Well, sir, I would say it's better to migrate together, because you can emotionally support each other,
yeah.
because
Mm.
that was one of the biggest advantage we had. Yes,
Yeah.
you may have more
Rejections
more
or-
expenses and
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff, but then when you look at it from the overall perspective, I feel that it's very important you have some support when things don't go the way you want, and you need that support in those difficult times.
Yeah.
I'm a strong believer, Akash and Aarti, that when you migrate to Australia, you should believe together as a family unit. Actually, I have put together a video as well. It's on the YouTube channel of Career Launch Australia.
Yeah.
But I believe that when you migrate together, you both are on the same page.
Absolutely.
You become motivators to each other, and most
Yes, sir.
importantly, when you are going through the rough times, you are able to emotionally and mentally support each other.
Absolutely, sir.
Right.
That's correct.
Yeah.
This advantage.
Yes, sir.
And I'm sure Aarti must have been such a great support for you in this hard time.
Absolutely, sir. Absolutely. I mean, I would say that I wouldn't uh, have sustained these things if Aarti was not here with me. And I'm really, grateful that she was there in this situation and to support me, and share those things when things were not going right. So yes, absolutely, it was kind of a great, I would say, support for me in that challenging situation. Yeah.
Great. Woman behind a man's success.
Yes.
One of the things that I'm really so proud of you, Akash, is this next question. You landed in Sydney, and then you were looking for a job, and you followed the strategic networking techniques that we shared with you so well. You did it so well that you created a lot of job opportunities for yourself. When I say job opportunities, you may not have got those jobs, but you connected with people so well that even during COVID times, you were calling me and you were telling me that you had a Zoom call, or you had a call on Microsoft Teams or something like that with an employer, with the industry professional. Tell us a little bit more about it.
Well, sir, as we discussed earlier, CLA not only provides you one tool, but a combination of tools, which will definitely help everyone in the uh, job search. So, in fact, I got this current job, through strategic networking only. So when I started the journey, and when I started mentoring sessions with you, and when you told me that it's not only applying through Seek or Indeed or LinkedIn, but it is also trying to reach out to professionals and trying to get in touch with them, talking to them, having those catch-ups, and giving yourself those that opportunity to be in the market, and be in front of them. And as it is rightly mentioned in the introduction video of CLA, that 85% of the vacancies they created, and they are filled in
Yes.
through strategic networking. In fact, I did a couple of catch-ups, as it was COVID situation. I couldn't do personal catch-ups, but then I did Zoom, then Teams, and even on phone calls. And it was kind of a different experience for me, because I had never done this before when I was back there in India. And you require a different approach, and you should know how to approach people, how to approach professionals, and not just directly start asking them for if you have a job and all that stuff. So you should know what approach you should be having when you are having these catch-ups. And as I said, my current job, which I got, it was through strategic networking, and I had this catch-up back in January. And this guy approached me like after a couple of months, and he said like, okay, let's just have a short chat on Zoom. And I was all up for it.
Wow, that's an incredible story, Akash.
Yes.
What has happened through this process, if you have realized, you have become much more courageous, you have
Yes.
acquired new skill set,
Yes.
and you have done something by coming out of your comfort zone. That really has
Absolutely.
taken you from where you were to where you are today.
Absolutely, sir. Yes. And that also helps you in interview, even though you may not be, you may not get a job through strategic networking. As you rightly pointed out, it's not that always you will always get a job through strategic networking, but it will also help you develop yourself, your
Right.
communication skills, and it can definitely help you to be more confident when you answer an interview.
And you also must have noticed this as much as I have, that there are so many people who are willing to help you. The only reason they are not helping you because you don't reach out to them.
Absolutely, sir. That's correct. That's absolutely true, and I did experience that.
Let's take some more comments. Aniket says most people have a
It must be false.
false assumption that we need experience to land a job. You, Akash, on the other hand, had an extensive experience. So why did you approach CLA? Oh my God, this is a great question. Aniket is one of those. I told you earlier, he has got a job in Perth. So you are the best person now to answer this question.
Well, Aniket, again, that's a great question. I know I had extensive experience, but I was not confident in myself, because I was in the one job for almost 10 years, and I would never thought that I would change a company, or I would move out of India. So what I would say is I had become complacent in my within that comfort zone, and I needed someone to motivate me, someone to mentor me, and that's the reason why I approached CLA, because after watching Rajiv sir's testimonials, after watching his CLA videos on YouTube, I thought that, okay, this is a person I can really rely on, and it was fantastic, and the journey has been really great. Yeah.
And the other thing is that also, Aniket, is that you might have the skill set, and you might have the experience, but getting a job in Australia requires a different kind of tools and strategies, because it doesn't work exactly the same way it works there in India, where you simply apply for a job on Monster or Naukri.com, and then the recruiters chase you up. Here, your struggle begins with you connecting with the recruiters. I mean, you have yourself proved to be a great example of how to find a job here in Australia, like Akash and Aarti have. So, but that's a great question.
And
Let's
absolutely,
take
so to
another
add to
question.
this, the biggest hurdle over here most of the immigrants face is that local experience, and that's kind of a hypothetical word, and the hype created by most of the recruiters over here. And yes, CLA will give you the tools to overcome this hurdle and approach the recruiters and employers in a different way.
Tushar wants to know, if I'm not mistaken, this is the same Tushar who is in Middle East. I have mentored him personally, and he's coming to Australia very soon, if I'm not mistaken, if it's the same Tushar. So he's waiting for the flights to begin, and he'll be coming to Adelaide very soon. So here the question: how difficult it was to ask for higher salary, or based on incredible experience and storytelling, employer offered you high pay?
Well, Tushar, as far as salary is concerned, Rajiv sir, once you start, having mentoring sessions with Rajiv sir, there will be discussions about what salary you can negotiate. So over here, recruiters or employers will not ask you like what has been your past salary. So it's you who will have to know your worth, and it's you who will have to put that right figure in front of them. As far as storytelling and all that stuff is concerned, if I'm not wrong, based on incredible experience and a storytelling employer offered you high pay. Yes, storytelling, it's a different I would say aspect of getting into the job market, and you should be prepared with all the stories and all those past accomplishments, and they should be at your at the tip of your tongue when you answer any interview. So yes.
So Aarti, what changes actually you have seen in Akash in the last 1 year after you migrated to Australia?
A lot of changes. He has
Looking
become
smart?
so sorry.
He's looking more smart now.
Yeah. Yeah, he has become very confident the way he's talking now, and he has a lot of changes in him. Like I can see.
I was not at all confident, sir, in answering any interviews when I was back there in India, because the last interview I had answered was 10 years ago. After that, I was all in that job. So all I had was nothing to say. So it's after your sessions that I realized how much value I can add to the employers.
Yes, absolutely. And one of those things you wanted to talk about, the importance of having winning mindset and superior philosophy in your job search.
Yes, absolutely. That's very important, because if you don't if you underestimate yourself, if you believe that okay, this is a job I want, but I don't have those things to get this job, then definitely you're not going to get that. You have to believe in yourself.
Yes, 100%.
You have to be the CEO of your own company, and what you say, and that's very important. Yes.
Yes. We have a question from Shritej. By the way, Shritej is one of our clients who has just received only yesterday, day before yesterday, he has landed his job. He's a fresh mechanical engineering graduate, So
Okay.
congratulations to you, Shritesh, as well. So you might read the question now, Akash, and you can answer that question.
Yes, congratulations to both of you. Well, thank you, Ritesh, and congratulations to you as
too.
well.
Yeah.
Your question is, while you were looking for a high-paying job, what kept you motivated, and how did you manage to push through your worst times? Well, Sritej, that's what the CLA mentoring sessions are all about. It's not only about job search, but it's also about all these situations which you need to handle, which you need to go through, and you get all those tools through these mentoring sessions. Because I know it's tough. It's tough for new migrants to have uh, that mindset at times. But then you need to be resilient, you need to be persistent, and you need to push yourself through certain challenges, and try to get to place where you want to be.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Siddhant, Siddhant is saying, I have a long-term plan. As Rajiv sir says, having a vision is important. Actually, I'm just a student right now and looking for ways to keep pushing my limits. Absolutely, Siddhant. You have made a great beginning, Siddhant. Let me tell you this, because there are not many people who act so proactively. So well done by being proactive, and I'm sure we might cross paths sometimes. All the very best.
Yeah. All the best,
All the
Siddhant.
best.
Oh, thank you.
Aman. Congrats, Akash. Thank you, Aman. Rajiv sir is an awesome mentor. Yes,
Yes.
absolutely. He's not just mentor, he's mentor for life.
Thank you so much. Aman is one of our ex-clients, and Aman actually, we helped him in getting the job. And Aman actually is not in Australia. I
Okay.
think he works for an Australian company, but he is currently based out of New Zealand. And Aman actually called me only a few weeks ago just to tell me that he has got a very good job now on a very high salary, which unfortunately I can't discuss the salary, but he's on a very high salary, and he was so excited that he called me. And that is where I feel, Akash and Aarti, that I'm blessed that people reach out to me even after 2 years, 3 years. They remember me, which is kind of blessing for me.
That's great, sir. That's absolutely fantastic.
We have Bhavan Parikh. Bhavan wants to ask you a question.
Bhavan, congratulations, Akash. Thank you, Bhavan. You mentioned you left your job in India and came here. Did you ever doubt your decision during your job search process, assuming you would have got some rejections? Well, yes, initially, yes, absolutely. I always doubted my decision because it was tough. It is always tough to move out of your comfort zone, Bhavan, and it's not an easy decision because you are starting everything from scratch. You are going to move in a different country, and this is one of the toughest decisions anybody can make. So yes, rejections, you have to prepare yourself, and as I mentioned earlier, it's very important that you prepare yourself and you have that right mindset to face those challenges. So yes, it's not an easy journey, Bhavan. You will get rejections, but you should know how you should approach these rejections and how you should be resilient to make sure that you can achieve what you want to achieve.
Bhavan has recently started working with Career Launch Australia, and we are mentoring him at the moment. He's a fresh postgraduate from Australia, and yes, so there are a lot of things to cover yet, and there are a lot of things to learn as well. And as Akash said, your resilience and your persistence, they pay very high dividends in your life. So
Absolutely, sir.
We have a question by Bapi. Said, congratulations. What are the current opportunities in teaching in Australia as a fresher? Can I get a job at age 30? It's not about getting the job or you being a fresher, Bapi. You will need the Australian permanent residency visa called the Australian PR visa. So I suggest You reach out to a migration agent near you and ask them if you have a chance of getting the Australian PR visa based on your qualifications and all that. So wish you all the very, very best, Papi. Um, Now Akash, we were helping you for almost a year now. I mean, we are not constantly in touch as such. We were not talking to each other every day, but whenever you needed us, you reached out to us, and I guess we responded to your queries and to your questions quite immediately. So, how did that support help you through this journey, through this difficult journey, or the difficult times for about a year or so?
Well, I would say that it helped me a lot because, as you mentioned when we started this live session, there will be a lot of unsolicited advice coming in, and it's very important that you know what advice and whose advice you should be taking in these tough times. And you had already prepared us to, to distinguish between these advices, and that really helped us. And definitely, the entire CLA team has been very supportive. You guys have really, helped us in all the way possible, and whatever questions we had and whatever doubts we raised were answered.
Were all answered.
Yes, and I'm really grateful that it has been a great, I would say, relationship with the entire CLA team. Yeah.
Absolutely. That's what we believe in, Akash, because, like I said to you earlier, because of this relationship and because it's a two-way relationship, clients still reach out to us, and, when they buy their new homes and they call us and they tell that they bought the new home. So now the next thing I believe that I will be expecting from you is that you get a new home.
Sure, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
We have a question from Karthik.
Karthik says, congratulations, both of you, and welcome to Australia. Well, thank you, Karthik. I wanted to know, as a mechanical engineer, what did Australia offer in contrast to major markets in other parts of the world? Well, that's an interesting question, Karthik. As we already discussed, you have to be prepared for Australian job market, and you should know what kind of questions, what you can expect in an interview. So Australian interviews are different compared to what you answer back in India or any other part of the world, and you should have that right approach in order to give the employers, give the recruiters what they want, instead of just telling your accomplishment just like that. It will not help you. You should understand, as Raju sir rightly pointed out, the requirements of the employers and recruiters, and then accordingly frame your answers.
It's always about solving their problems. Your job is not about you. Your job is for you, but your job is never about you. It's always about them.
Yes.
How you change the status quo, how you impact their bottom line by improving their productivity, efficiency, and profitability, which
Absolutely.
which are the key things in any business.
Yes, sir.
Right.
That's right.
So in this entire program, I have this question for you both, Aarti and Akash.
Yeah.
What was the turning point? Now, with you, Akash, what was the turning point for you in CLA program? And Aarti, what was the turning point for you, in regards to the changes that you have seen in Akash?
Well, so for me, I was never this confident. To be frank, I never thought that I would approach an employer or recruiter so confidently, because I never thought that I never thought that I could add so much value to a recruiter or an employer. So it's through CLA mentoring sessions that I realized my strengths. I realized my past professional accomplishments. I realized how much more value I could offer to people through all these past accomplishments. And it's through mentoring sessions that I realized, what are the different tools. It's not only just one tool you have when you land here in Australia, but it's a combination of tools you should be using in order to get that perfect job in Australia.
Yeah, beautiful.
Also, yeah, he as he rightly said, he has become confident. And yeah, in India, he was a little different once we landed here because of all your mentoring sessions. The way he's talking now, the way he gives answers, like during the interviews, I have seen like each and every interview because of the lockdown and on, he was giving it at home only. So I have seen him like growing like day by day, giving all the interviews and getting that confidence in him. So yeah, it was a great journey, I can say, and your sessions, they helped him a lot. uh, so yeah.
And to add to that, sir, most of the questions, 80% of the questions, they are the same in all the interviews. You should know like what that question belong to, and if you have that answer, then you are all confident. You need not think of and take those pauses and get blank or something. You just
Yeah.
answer it.
That's a great compliment. I got the similar compliment from one of our ex-clients by the name Prashant, an electrical engineer. He called me a few months ago, and he told me that he got a new job very recently. And then he said all the questions that they asked me in the interview were exactly the same as we had practiced earlier. And I was actually asked exactly the same questions 2 years ago, and nothing has changed. They still ask you the same questions. So once you know what question they ask you and how to answer those questions, your life becomes much easier.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
sir. That's correct.
Right. We have Achal.
Anchal says, congratulations to you. Well, thank you, Anchal. She says, how long does it take to find a job in your own field? What one should expect after signing up for CLA program? So I guess
Good question.
this question is more for you, Raju sir, I guess, than for us.
Well, no, it's more for you because
Okay.
she's asking you because your experience is more important than what I can say. I can say whatever I like.
Yeah. Well, Anchal, CLA mentoring sessions, they are different, I would say, because it's not only about job search, but it's also about all the other things you should be prepared for. So sometimes you may be, demotivated. You may be feeling down. You may not be, you may not have that energy to try again. So Rajiv sir's mentoring sessions will give you those tools. It will give you that strength to, come over those rejections, come over those limiting beliefs which you have, and have that courage, have that resilience to land that perfect job as soon as possible. Yeah.
Achal, what if I have to answer this question? The second part, what one should expect after signing up for CLA program? Achal, what you can expect is understanding. So what you can expect is that heart-to-heart connection, which I strongly believe in. What you can expect is offering, getting that moral support. We are not a company where we are simply focused on the academic part of you getting the job. Our motive, our purpose in life is to transform people's lives. We want to see more and more immigrants succeeding here in Australia. I know when I came to Australia how much I have struggled, how much I have suffered, and hence the reason we started this company. So there is a strong motive behind starting this company. And I want all the immigrants, regardless of which part of the world they come from, to succeed here in Australia and make a mark. Like most other countries, you will see that in many other countries, the people who have really become a reference point or who have really set new benchmarks are the people who are from overseas. Having said that, I'm not against anybody as such. I mean, this is a great country. This country has looked after us, and this is my home now. I've been living here in this country for the last 24 years. So you can't really complain. But then you coming from overseas and not having a job, leaving everything behind, sacrificing on so many things, and then coming to Australia and not being able to find a job, that doesn't make any sense. And that's exactly what we offer you. We offer you a lot of motivation, we offer you a lot of support, and we offer you a lot of compassion, because we have walked on that hard path that immigrants definitely have to walk through. So I hope I have answered your question.
And also to
All right.
add to this, Rajiv sir, I still
Yes.
remember when I asked you initially when we started the sessions whether I should be leaving my last job, or I would just apply for a long leave and come here and see how it goes. But then it's you who told me that you just
Indeed.
burn all your bridges and you come here, and then you make a fresh start, because that way it will keep you motivated, and you will make sure that you achieve what you want to achieve.
That's the reality, Akash. I mean, you can't progress in life. You can never become a butterfly by staying in the cocoon. You got to come out of that cozy zone. You have to come out of that comfort zone. Only then you have the opportunity to spread your wings and become a butterfly in life. All right. So what advice would you give Akash and Arti to the job searchers with respect to CLA's program?
Well, sir, I would say that CLA is all about what you experienced for so many years. So it took you so many years to, compile everything what you offer through your mentoring sessions, and it's through CLA's sessions we get to know all those insights, all those tools which we can use and optimize our job search strategy. So instead of struggling here and there and getting through those odd jobs and all that kind of stuff, it's uh, you are more focused on getting what you are worth. So I would say CLA's mentoring sessions are a great help for any immigrant, and it can definitely uh, a great, I would say, platform for anybody to reinvent themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, Akash.
Yes. Yes.
Would you like to say something, Arti? Sorry.
Yeah. So the sessions really helped us a lot, especially Akash, finding his job. And also, I would like to mention even Pratibha ma'am. She did help us a lot, like telling us how to pack your bags and everything else. Also, so that was also very helpful. And overall, we had a very good experience with CLA. And yeah, finally, Akash got his dream job. So, and we would like to thank you a lot for that.
Oh, thank you so much. Pratibha has been the backbone of my family and also of this business, and what we are with this business, or what we are in life, is all because of her and the sacrifices that she has made after I came to Australia. So I can completely understand, what how much you owe to Arati, Akash. It can never,
Absolutely, sir.
never be enough.
Yes, sir. That's absolutely true. Yes.
So when I asked you this question in your pre-coaching questionnaire, what would you like to achieve in life? This is what you had said, and probably Arti doesn't know this, but Arti, you will be very happy to read this, to hear this. Akash said that I want to have a good job with a good work-life balance so that I can give enough time to my wife and parents. I want to make my family happy and reduce stress due to various uncertainties at the moment. I believe all that has been achieved, Akash, and I sincerely wish and pray that all your dreams may come true. I cannot thank you enough for this testimonial. This is going to reach out to so many people, and this is going to help so many people, and it's going to motivate so many people in the world. So thank you so much once again, and God bless you.
Thank you, sir. And thank you to entire CLA team. And thank you, special thanks to you, sir, Raju sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.